Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the best damn professional wrestling podcast on the internet. I am, of course, one of your three hosts himself, Odin's greatest creation, the gift of this generation, Mr. Perfection himself, Dakota Carter, and I'm here once again with my guy in the chair, the Ned to my Spider-Man, the Peacemaker to my Vigilante, Magic Fingers himself, and we're kind of starting this episode off with something somber, so I want to take about 10 seconds here for a moment of silence because the wrestling world lost an icon in Larry the Dog. So if you would please take 10 seconds.
Poor Larry. He's in doggy heaven now.
Shut up. Okay. And Drew's taking longer.
And in all seriousness, hey, Punk and AJ, if y'all see this, really sorry that happened. We are both animal lovers and animal parents, and we know the heartbreak you guys are going through. So we are so sorry that happened, and to know that the jacket you wore at Survivor Series and the tug that you had with the emotion that actually went behind that. Now we are so sorry. Yeah. And the fact that you were able to go through and put on one hell of a match the way you did after that, both of you being able to do that night. Yeah. Superstars.
Yeah, just it made me love CM Punk even more because that was literally, they don't have kids. That was their kid.
Yeah.
So for him to go out there, and I didn't notice it at the time, but looking back at it, when he does this, man, I can only imagine how he's feeling. Because at that point, we now know that Larry had already passed.
Yeah.
And they had worked Survivor Series. The reason they didn't show up to Raw, a lot of people were speculating, was because of Larry. AJ's on a part-time contract anyway, so she just shows up for big stuff anyway. And Punk is actually legitimately hurt. So they probably gave him grievance time off as well, but he needs time to heal a little bit. That's why we don't get a next match for him until the 15th.
For people who don't understand,
because
they don't have dogs, they don't understand that.
Yeah, it was an emotional charged day, and I don't think I've ever cried so hard over a dog that wasn't mine. The dog has action figures, and he will live on forever. So
if I see the action figure, I'm gonna buy it.
Long live Larry. But Drew, I'm gonna toss it over to you, man, as the front guy. Let's talk about Raw and the best part of Raw. What's your takeaway from Raw?
That was one hell of a promo from Mr. Braun Breaker himself.
The best promo of his career.
Yeah, I mean he's working his way up the ladder for sure. And the only part I got to give him a little bit of hell about is because he had his emotion get to him, and that voice crack at the end.
Yeah.
But the fact that you had Logan Paul and the Walrus himself breaking character due to that promo, just that was something special.
There's
I wouldn't say it was a pipe bomb Punk worthy, but it was Breaker's version. It was Breaker's moment because that's the biggest one he's had so far in his career. But it's watch out. He's on his way, and I can see now why people are saying that. Keep his name in mind for the Rumble.
Yeah,
as the winner.
There was also a small little detail that nobody caught, but I had to go back and see it. So a lot of people thought that Logan Paul already had a microphone, but if you slow that footage down and watch it, when Braun throws the microphone, it bounces somewhere off the ring that Logan catches it.
That's
and then just goes, damn, and walks off.
Yeah.
First of all, what an incredible, effortless moment. It reminded me of the Roman Reigns catching Brock Lesnar's microphone at SummerSlam effortlessly. But like I said, I'm a huge Braun Breaker guy. I think he is my children's generation Roman Reigns. He's that good. And him saying that with every bit of emotion and thought behind it that he had, we need to give this guy the microphone more often.
If he keeps delivering like that, then yes.
Talk. Yeah.
If he keeps delivering, then yes. If he doesn't, then we might have a problem.
He will continue to impress us, I think, in the next coming months. But Yeah, that was my biggest takeaway from Raw. We're trying to move through everything because
and I have to say, the women's division, the way Raw ended was on a proving point that WWE has heard their fans that they are trying to build up their women's division.
Yeah.
And they can't do it in one night to catch up to their rivals, AEW, but they are working on it. They've heard us and they're working on it and they're proving it. Mm-hmm. And the way it ended Monday night with that battle at the end of all the big name women's tag teams right now.
Yep.
And then Judgment Day coming out. That was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. But how long did they keep this storyline going before Liv turns on them or something different happens?
They turn on her.
Well, right. Here's the thing, and I got something big to talk about that we kind of forgot to mention at the start of the show, but I'll talk about this first. Here's the thing that a lot of people aren't seeing. To me, when Liv came back, it felt like she was the leader of Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Like she was telling them, get your fucking shit together.
Yeah.
And she was talking about the failures, and to me, it might just be me being a wrestling nerd, but me dissecting everything. It felt like all that was directed at Finn Balor.
Yeah.
So I got a feeling that the Judgment Day isn't going to break up. Like the whole group isn't going to break up. But I got a feeling that the Prince is finally going to get that solo run that he desperately, desperately needs.
Yeah.
And I'm
or do they kick the men out and they leave the women in charge?
Yeah, that's
a female Judgment Day instead of a
and that should be the case. That should be the case for me because it would add freshness to the group. Because let's be honest, I think through everything that they've done, they are definitely maybe not first ballot Hall of Famers, but as a group together, all those guys will eventually be in the Hall of Fame one day.
Yeah.
So that's one of WWE's best groups. It's an original WWE group. It's not full of a bunch of guys that came from a different company and then they formed a group. It was their own group. But with this purchase by Netflix of Warner Brothers Studios, we have a problem. They have a big problem on their hands. And the big problem is not for WWE, but for AEW. And that's what scares me, is who's going to bring in the more revenue for Netflix, because it's a business at the end of the day. So do I think WWE is going to outbid AEW when it comes to money? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they have more money in their pocket. And that's what scares me. I don't know if AEW just moves to a different streaming service. Now we have been told through, statements online and everything that everything's going to stay separate.
For now.
For the time being, everything will stay separate. But Netflix has the potential to become the most expensive streaming service in the world. And it honestly has a valid reason for that.
I mean, you talk about monopolizing something. I mean, shit.
Yeah. I mean, genuinely, like I can hear a lot of people now, saying, "Oh, it's too overpriced." Well, you got to think you're getting stuff on HBO Max.
Yep.
You're getting stuff. Everything.
Hulu, ESPN. You're getting HBO Max. I mean, you're getting.
Yeah, you're getting
everything Marvel. You're getting everything DC. You're getting everything Harry Potter. I mean, Disney. Everything.
Yeah. So big ups to Netflix. If you would have told me when Netflix first launched that it would become this global phenomenon, I would have laughed in your face. But
putting all the movie rental stores out of business to now taking over globally of all streaming. I mean, good grief.
Yeah, and good for them. But
I want to move over Facebook and everything else. I mean, here comes Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, they have and the thing is, like, I'm going to try to get Drew to play Fortnite, but Fortnite is doing the same thing where they're trying to take all of these game modes, right, and mesh it into one game. And it's great for them, but they're adding a basketball mode. They've added a racing mode. They've added a Guitar Hero mode. And so even Fall Guys was even in there at some point. So that's the problem with a lot of companies now is you have this company who has a shit ton of money and then can just throw it around like it's pocket change. And when it comes down to Fortnite and Netflix, you're only going to need one subscription or one download to play any game you would want or watch anything you would want. So what's the purpose of having Call of Duty or having a, HBO Max and a AMC Plus and a BET Plus? Like, no, that Netflix has taken over. Like it's
speaking of that, I mean, coming January 15th, guess who's going to AMC?
Yeah.
TNA.
TNA is moving networks.
So, I mean, everybody's moving around the pieces on the chessboard at the moment. So,
but,
who's going to make the correct move?
TNA moves networks more than Big Show turned heel.
That is true.
So
that is true.
We'll say, and I like TNA. We actually enjoyed the pay-per-view last night. Of course, if you want to rewatch that, please go and do like we did and do a subscription for TNA Plus. It's only $9.99 a month. Really, really good product. And please, if you guys haven't watched that pay-per-view, go watch it because it was a banger.
Oh, it was amazing. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That final match.
Good.
Jesus. Final two matches. Oh my God.
Yeah, the final two matches were insane.
Right.
So
back to the week though. Back to the week.
Yeah. Go to SmackDown now. Or go to NXT. Do it in order. Yeah,
NXT. Okay, yes. NXT. That interesting match to figure out who's going to conquer Dark State.
Yep.
That was leading up to tonight's event is just going to be I am looking forward out of everything.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to Tatum Paxley.
Oh. Okay.
Because that promo she did.
Very good.
That cut deep.
Yeah.
That is something about her with the makeup of tears going down her face like a tattoo.
Yeah.
That to me was Bray Wyatt-esque.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to just seeing her release her dark side.
Yeah.
And just unleash it completely. And to see what inner rage fully comes out of all of that could happen tonight. I'm looking forward to that match the most. Whether she gets her title back or not, I'm looking forward to that match completely.
And here's the thing with that. And so this will be your first experience watching an Iron Survivor match, correct?
Yes, it will. It will.
You're going to have a blast. So for those of you who don't know the Iron Survivor concept, it's basically an Iron Man match with more than two people.
Okay.
If you get pinned, you go inside
a penalty box.
Yeah, in a
hockey-style penalty box, which you can fight the penalty box.
Yes, for like a minute. And I don't want to take credit for this match concept, but at 10 years old, I was on the trampoline doing multi-man Iron Man matches because it was an idea that I had in my head. I was like, man, that would be so chaotic, but so fun. And then fast forward 10, 15 years later, and here it is. This is one of my favorite matches they do every year. It's kind of like it's a yearly thing for them, and the winner of this, of course, goes on to get a number one contendership for the NXT Championship, but also other stakes have been laid on to that NXT title match that is kicking off the show tonight. The winner of that match, ladies and gentlemen, will face the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event.
Right.
So that's probably one of the most biggest announcements out of the week. NXT was really enjoyable as my first full watch of NXT. I really didn't expect it to be as good as it was, but it was honestly probably the best bit of WWE television we got this week.
Yes.
So let's move on to Wednesday and move on to Dynamite. Let's talk about Dynamite.
Dynamite was just a great overall. Like the continuance of that tournament was just a blessing.
Yeah, it was insane.
It really was. I mean, here we go again with we're riding on AEW. but AEW is the king of weekly television when it comes to wrestling right now.
Yes.
And no one is taking that title. They started off with Okada and Pac putting on a match of the year
contender.
And Okada barely escaping that win.
Mm-hmm.
And it was beautiful. And then they continue on with Fletcher and Knight going at it. And that was even amazing to look at. Each of these matches so far on regular TV is pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part.
I mean, and they do that every week, though. That's
every week.
A regular thing that you watch this Dynamite program, and it's can't miss professional wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you look at that card and you realize that they could have charged $50, but we got it for free on weekly fucking TV.
Yes. Yes. And then we got to see Toni Storm and why am I skipping on her name?
Mina Shirakawa.
Yes. We got to see them advance to the finals of the tag team title tournament. And then the Ops versus the Dark Order. That was a beautiful match, which
I forgot even the Dark Order was even in the company. Not gonna lie.
But we knew that it was going to be a match they weren't going to win.
Yeah.
Even though they told Hangman, don't interfere. He's like, don't worry, I'm not going to. But as soon as the match is over, I'm getting mine. And boy, did he ever. And security guards, watch out, because Hangman had your name and had your number. And he took out every single one he possibly could. But it was great. And then to top it off, you got to see the Death Riders face each other in Moxley versus Claudio. And that was the best match of the month that I've seen. And including, in my opinion, out of the pay-per-views we've seen for them as well, that was my favorite match. And once again, Moxley loses. He didn't tap. I mean, it was just one hell of a match. But it was just a brilliant match. And I have to say, every match, except for the women's tag team match, I would say that one was a B, maybe a B+.
Yeah.
But every match was at least an A, except for that the women's tag team match. Every match was an A.
The only thing that brings the women's tag match down for me, and I think you're going to disagree with this because I think you feel about Toni Storm the way I feel about Mercedes Moné. I think the wrong team won.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think the wrong team won. You have these people like Megan Bain and Mina Shafir, that have proven that they're just a bunch of bad bitches. Like they will go
I would have liked to see Tony and those two teams go at it in the finals for the title, not the match prior to the finals.
Yes.
So that's the only thing I see where this was the failure of the tournament. Yes. Other than that, this whole tournament's been great.
Yeah. This whole tournament has just been phenomenal. Both tournaments have been phenomenal. And I tell you what, my most anticipated match is from two guys that team together. And that's Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go out there and show people that they shouldn't be relegated to a mid-card, because that's what they are. They're mid-carders.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. They shouldn't be relegated to a mid-card. It's the same thing with Ricochet. Ricochet could be in the AEW World Championship contention right now, in my mind. So,
but if you look at everybody that's in this tournament, and the matches they have been putting on, no matter if you win or lose, none of them should be a mid-carder.
No.
None of them.
No.
The downfall is you have to have somebody in the mid-card. You can't have everybody being top. Hold on, I got somebody at the door.
You're good. Take your time. I'll keep talking. But the thing is with this tournament, guys, it's very weird. So my only thought about this tournament, and like I'm sure you're just sitting there eating pretzels, having a good time. So I haven't really asked you any questions because you got your mouth full.
I'm good. It's just pretzels.
with this tournament, it kind of like I know we're gonna get Kyle and that whole Don Callis inner feud is coming out, but could this be the first ever triple threat final?
It could be.
And is that possible? Because you have both Okada, who is the current Continental Champion, which is what the tournament's for. The winner gets to have the Continental Championship. You also have Kyle Fletcher in this tournament. You also have Takeshita in this tournament. So my thought process, will this be the first ever draw going into the finals? And then it ends up being a triple threat between the Don Callis family.
The only thing I have to say, I love that idea. Absolutely love it. The only thing I have to say against that, it has to be a fatal four-way.
Ooh.
Because the match with Moxley and Claudio the other night.
Yes.
If you leave Claudio out of that, the whole tournament is worthless.
Yeah. Claudio, okay, so here's the thing with Claudio. We're trying to wrap this up quick, but AEW just keeps blowing us away every week.
I know. I got you.
I mean, it's insane. But the thing with Claudio, they're finally letting him be himself. Of course, y'all laugh at me in the comments or in my DMs when I say that I was watching Ring of Honor at 6 years old. I wasn't one of these kids that got into wrestling and didn't know that there was more wrestling until I was like 15. No, I knew. Like when I got into wrestling, I was like, I gotta find more of this because there's got to be more. I was a smart kid. Yeah. There's got to be more than what I'm seeing on my TV. So I dove into the internet, and for a 6-year-old, you shouldn't be able to do that. But my parents were my parents. So I started watching Ring of Honor. I started watching New Japan. I started watching every promotion that I possibly could. So I knew Claudio before he was even Cesaro. And his work in Ring of Honor is fucking generational. So if they let him be the Claudio of old, let him be the Claudio that was a former Ring of Honor world champion, holy crap.
Yep. And I think they're slowly starting to do that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If they, and as close as he's been the last few years of reaching the finals and never making it, if he does not make the finals this year or win it, they're going to have to, he's going to go different promotion.
That would also add tension between him and Moxley.
Yeah.
Because he beat Moxley. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, he beat him last night.
So he beat him. And the crazy thing about it is that's going to add more tension. And we're starting to slowly see Moxley be relegated to the weakling into the Death Riders. Moxley is the weakling of the Death Riders right now. And I'm not just saying that to be an asshole. Because like I said, I'm not a big John Moxley fan. I don't think he can wrestle. I don't think he's a top guy. The only way that he makes his matches interesting, unless he's in the ring with somebody like Claudio, is getting a fork involved and bleeding his fucking guts out. It's the only way he's entertaining. So I'm not just saying this because I don't like John Moxley, but he's the weakling of the Death Riders. He's lost countless times this month. He's lost to people he probably shouldn't have lost to. He lost to Darby Allin, of course, with another upset in Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight beat Darby Allin, which is something that I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, I think they're slowly starting to build that tension of the split. But moving on to SmackDown, my big takeaway from this, and it's something so small, I got two big takeaways. My first takeaway, Cody Rhodes.
Dude.
Give me that Cody Rhodes every week, and he will be the most likable person in that company. Because I'm so tired of this bleached blonde, blue-eyed baby face. You're not your daddy.
It's slowly coming.
As much as you desperately want to be, and as much as desperately Triple H wants you to be, you are not Dusty Rhodes. Mm-mm. You can cut a promo like your daddy, and damn, when he's mad, he looks just like his daddy.
Yeah.
Good God. It brought chills to my bones. I thought that was Dusty Rhodes talking through Cody Rhodes on Friday night. I really did. But show me that aggression. You have to change this.
I want to see it more.
When Jacob Fatu comes back, we still don't know who took him out.
No.
If they do not make that person Cody Rhodes,
it has to be.
That's probably the biggest failure in the year for WWE, in my opinion. Because realistically, if you're going in there and you got this big fucking pretty much gang member. He was
Yeah.
a former gang member. He's a street dude for real.
Like,
And then you got Drew McIntyre. Who would you rather face? Would you rather face the big ass angry Samoan that don't give a shit to get locked back up, or would you face the guy that you've beat countless times?
I'd rather face Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. So they have to make it to where Cody Rhodes was scared of Jacob Fatu, and it's believable because in a real life situation, I would put Jacob Fatu up against anybody.
He'd
maybe
beat
not,
his ass.
maybe not Brock Lesnar, but anybody. And he would, if somebody said you got one person to help you get out of a bar other than Andrew, because he can throw hands too. He's a little old, but he can still throw. I would pick Jacob Fatu.
Mm-hmm.
So, that, and my second biggest takeaway, Solo Sikoa's promo. Oh my goodness.
They're going to build that story very well with the MFTs.
Where
and
is
the Wyatt.
And this is what I was saying. We were saying that the MFTs were kind of, if they lose that Survivor Series match, they kill their momentum. They didn't lose it. They listened and they did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the MFTs is slowly becoming the most interesting thing on SmackDown. At least to me, because you have this group who is surrounded by Solo, and they're actually letting it be Solo's group. It's not just a group of Samoans anymore. They've differentiated themselves from the bloodline. That promo on last night was insane. Telling him that he doesn't deserve to carry the Wyatt name and that he will make him believe again. Like, oh my God. And he crossed the line he shouldn't have. As soon as he said he doesn't deserve the Wyatt name, I knew he was going to get fucked up.
Yep.
You don't talk about Bray Wyatt.
You don't do that.
No, you don't talk about Bray Wyatt. I don't care if it was John Cena out there talking shit about Bray Wyatt. They would have came out and laid him out. Because Bray Wyatt has ascended. Like, we all know how great he was, but he's ascended. Like, oh yeah, he was a great wrestler. Bray Wyatt was the greatest creative mind in professional wrestling history. He had the greatest gimmick of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's a guy who reinvented himself 4 different times in his career. And The Fiend is the best story outside of the Bloodline story I think WWE's ever told. So that's going to be very interesting to see the build for this show. But of course, that were my only takeaways. What were your big takeaways from SmackDown?
Well, we had some interesting things happen. Go back to Monday real quick.
Mm-hmm.
We found out it's going to be LA Knight versus Gunther.
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah.
So we found out that was going to be the main event for Friday night. So we waited a long time Friday night to find out that match. But before we could get to that match, we had a surprise show up on Friday night. And Nick Aldis had Bailey show up in his office to see Sol Roca. And we found out that on main event, not only will we have John Cena's final match, Bailey will have a match with Sol Roca.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's going to be amazing.
And we're going to get Cody Rhodes.
Looking forward to seeing that. And then we also found out that Cody Rhodes is going to face the winner of tonight's main event between
tonight's opener.
Yeah, the opener of Ricky
Oba and
Oba. So I'm really looking forward to seeing who wins between Ricky and Oba and how they're going to continue that. Because it's usually whoever wins something of that importance and then shows up on SmackDown or the call up shortly after, drops the title, then becomes main roster material, how that will play out with it being Cody and the history that he has with Ricky or the potential Oba could have on the main roster.
Well,
I would love to see how that would play out.
Here's the thing with that, and I think they already given it away who's going to win tonight by doing this, and I'll tell you why. Number one, Ricky Starks is a Cody Rhodes guy. He was there both times that Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble. He's Cody Rhodes' best friend, one of Cody Rhodes' best friends.
Right.
Not just for that reason, but I think Ricky wins tonight because if Oba beats him and then loses to Cody Rhodes, that kind of defeats the mystique that Oba has. He's this uncontrollable monster, this unstoppable monster, and that's what he needs to be on the main roster. What they did with him in NXT.
I wouldn't think he loses. It'd be just like when Kevin Owens came onto the main roster and then beat John Cena, even though it was not for the title.
So we haven't had confirmation that this is going to be for the Undisputed Championship.
Oh, right. But
That's
still,
correct.
even though when Kevin Owens showed up,
He laid out John Cena.
Yeah, and he laid him out good.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the title, but it was an open challenge. But again, it wasn't for the title when it was that U.S. Open Challenge that Cena was doing. And it was Owens who was the NXT champ at the time when he showed up and did that.
Yeah. So you're right about that. They haven't had confirmation that this is for the championship. So
right. All he said was, "You're going to face me. The winner is going to face me on main event."
That's what a way to introduce Oba to the main roster audience. If it's not for the title,
either way, either winner, whether it's Ricky or Oba, could do something spectacular.
Yeah. So,
but with that being said,
it's going to be interesting.
We found out last night that Gunther is going to be Cena's final opponent. And that gave me an idea, which you and I talked about. I would love, and that the only way, let me be very clear, first and foremost, I do not want to see Cena lose his his final match.
None of us do.
As a Cena supporter from the very beginning, I do not want to see him lose his final match. He lost his very first match against Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
But he gained a lot of respect from a lot of people. He got that amazing handshake, that attaboy from The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Saying that's how you do it. And, as SpongeBob says in his new movie, "Oh, I found my lucky brick," or "I dropped my lucky brick." That's exactly what Cena had on his face when Taker came out and shook his hand. But I didn't want to see Knight or Gunther in the finals. But we are where we are, and it's going to be Gunther versus Cena. If Cena loses, the only way I want to see Gunther win is if the Rumble comes around, when number 17 comes around, John Cena's music hits, but it's Gunther that walks out. And that just makes his heel turn go absolutely nuclear with the WWE universe.
Yeah.
So I reached out on Twitter to WWE begging for this to happen.
Yeah.
Because that would be absolutely epic. Because it reminded me when The Miz came out to The Rock's music on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Everybody went absolutely chaotic thinking it's The Rock. Nobody in the world thought somebody was going to be dressed up as The Rock, even though he looked absolutely nothing like The Rock. People still bought it. He got halfway down the ramp before people realized that is not The Rock, even though he looked absolutely nothing like him. He fooled everybody. Yeah. But that would be perfect for him to just, the music hits, everyone thinks, "Oh my God, Cena lied. He is here. He's going to fight in this one more Rumble." But Gunther walks out. And as soon as he pops his head out, that's when the music changes and it's Gunther's music and he walks out to the ring.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Just for one more time to say, "Hey, just remember, I beat your champ for his final match." Just to rub it in one more time. Yep. Talk about a heel turn for the most epic way you could do it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you said, I think that's the only way. Let me admit, Mr. Eddie Kingston here. That's the only way that, like, as a Gunther guy, because I am a Gunther guy. As a Gunther guy, I'm a John Cena kid. Like, as much as I had a great father and a great mother who raised me, John Cena helped raise me. When he said that on a promo, he was speaking about people like me. So I'm a John Cena guy. So I'm going to be crying a week from today like a 5-year-old kid. I'm probably going to boo-hoo hysterically. I didn't want to see Gunther be his final opponent, but I did predict it as soon as that tournament got revealed. And I just thank God that LA Knight didn't win. First of all, hold on. We got Mr. Eddie Kingston back in the building with us. He's had a bunch of stuff going on, had to come in late, but that's okay. That's what happens. We all have stuff go on. As much as I cannot stand LA Knight, and I think he should just be sent to LFG or sent back down to NXT because he's not doing any fucking thing original. He's trying to be so many people wrapped into one. He's even trying to steal Logan Paul's entrance gear. That's the thing.
Like Matt Cardona when he came out Friday
Yeah,
night.
he looked like Matt Cardona. He looked like a mixture between Matt Cardona and Logan Paul. Yeah, yeah, it's like let me just take stuff from other people like he's done his entire career in WWE. Most hated person in WWE right now. But John, I'll throw it to you since you're in here now, man. How you feel about Gunther being seen as last opponent?
Regarding it, I'd already said, with Gunther, you know what? Skip the Gunther. I already told you guys my opinion on the whole fucking tournament. Anyway, I think this tournament was a joke. I think the way they should have done it is either if he was going to be IC champ, it should have been all about the young and up and coming talent.
Yeah.
If he wasn't the IC champ, I would have made all the opponents former rivals. Or C, just let Cena pick his last opponent. Just let him pick it himself. I mean, out of the tournament they had going right now, it should have been Solo. It should have been Solo or Mello, one of the two.
It should have been Carmelo because, and I said that. I think I said that last night when we were watching. Or Javon. Javon would have been a good answer. And a guy that really pisses me off that wasn't in this tournament was a man who put on a fucking banger last night against AJ Francis. If WWE isn't reaching out to TNA and say, hey, let us use Leon Slater as much as possible. That kid, and I'm not just saying this, is the future of.
Oh, yeah, he had a match last night.
Down in the kitchen.
Like he's going to be wherever he's at, whether it's TNA or WWE, that kid's going to be a future world champion.
Yes.
No, it's about 5.
He is what Jeff Hardy could have been if Jeff Hardy wasn't a dopehead.
John told me about 4.
So that's 100%.
So I was like,
the way that it feels, the way it looks. This tournament, like John said, I felt like was a joke. Like an absolute joke. This whole tournament was a letdown.
So the roles
it is what it is. We got Gunther. Well, let's go. Do you have the deadline card up for us so we can do our predictions real quick?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I will have it up.
No.
Yeah, Cena, real quick, back to the Gunther and Cena bull. At this point now, I kind of hope. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have Gunther fucking win. But
there was one thing that he mentioned Friday night after he won it. He mentioned that he's going to make Cena tap.
Well, there's only been 2 people.
Was the way he was going to win against Cena was he was going to make him tap.
And that's I'll be okay with it too because John Cena hasn't tapped out since 2004.
And ain't but 2 people made him tap.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I hope they really twist this thing and have Cena win his last match. I think it'd be the right thing to do, especially with it being someone like Gunther. Because I think Gunther's Gunther damn near pushing 40 or late 30s.
Somewhere in between me leaving and him leaving.
Yeah, well, I think he's like mid 30s.
He's 38.
38.
That's what I'm saying. So see, with somebody like Gunther, I mean, it's not really putting him over because he's not really the future because he's way past his prime. I mean,
bro.
Look.
That is mind-boggling.
Look, he is 38. He's not going to be around too much. I wouldn't expect him to be around no longer than 5 years. I just don't see it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Wow.
So James,
that's crazy.
Blair Hogan and a bunch of others around till they were late 50s, 60s.
You got LA Knight that's what 40 something?
Yeah, but I don't know. I just.
There is no difference. Wow. That's crazy.
Get up and get it right now.
That's crazy.
And James said the next
again, like I said, I just don't see Gunther winning it. I mean, Gunther winning is being put over because he's way past that put over stage.
And James looked at him and said,
CM Punk's 47.
Exactly.
He said, I lost my
Okay.
God, and he's still doing it. Song.
Okay.
Wow, that's
And
crazy.
AJ Styles is 48.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, and he's putting on matches like a 21-year-old.
And and arguably AJ didn't hit his prime until he was like what in New Japan, really. Like he did good in TNA, but he didn't hit his prime, like really prime, where people was like, yeah, he's the best wrestler in the world until he was
a lot
in
of
Japan.
people didn't even know AJ Styles was in WCW for the longest time.
Exactly. That's why.
Before they got
My
married.
thing with Gunther is we're not, like you said, John, it's not really putting him over. I will agree with that. But
Yeah.
we have to have the next monster heel. Like we have to have that next final boss. And to me, Gunther, for the longest time in NXT UK, was the final boss. You didn't fuck with Gunther. The only man to ever beat Gunther. The only man that they haven't put in front of Gunther that I wish to God they would have done it, and I wish to God he would have never got hurt because it would have been incredible, is his kryptonite, and that man's name is Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah.
This is going to be, if they're going to do it, put Gunther over because Cena's the type of guy that will be like, I don't want to win my last match. He's the type of guy that always gives back, regardless if it's given back to the wrong person or not. I don't see Cena winning. I don't see it at all.
I don't either.
But the thing is, you have to have that next final boss. And if he beats John Cena, that's just another notch in his belt saying, I'm the guy now. Like, I'm the guy that made your childhoods end like that. And if he makes John Cena tap out, even if he makes John Cena pass out, that adds more to it.
Yeah, I don't see him ever tapping. He'll pass out before he taps out. I mean, I don't see it happening. All the I Quit matches and all the punishment he went through, and he never tapped out then or never gave up then.
Yeah.
He'll never. Yeah. I don't see that happening.
Let's go to the deadline card really quick because
all right. So I've got Mr. Iguana challenging Ethan Page for the North American Championship.
I'm looking really forward to this match. And John, I'll go to you first. You know who Mr. Iguana is. You've seen a lot of his work, and you know exactly who Ethan Page is. How do you feel about this match, man? And are you excited to see it?
Yeah. Well, here's my question. I think you just answered it. I missed. It kind of faded out. But is this for his North American title?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's where I draw a line. I'm still trying to figure out because a lot of us still don't. Well, all of us don't know who this mystery attacker was.
No.
Could that mystery attacker be Ethan Page? Could it be? That's what I'm saying. I mean, my only thing is, if for some reason it is does that mean that he will be called up? If so, he will probably lose it. I'm not making no assumptions. I'm just I've seen things online. I don't believe it. A lot of it.
Yeah.
It's just questions.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that it may be him. I just don't see it being Austin Theory anymore. I don't know why.
So I don't think, and I'm not being, this is going to blow people's mind. I don't think it was a white individual.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of ones I've seen that kind of show up close, kind of facial, and you could see like inside the eyes there.
Yeah,
I kind of agree with you, and in a sense, me and a buddy of mine were thinking it may be Montez Ford, but Montez Ford don't have that build that character did.
We haven't seen Montez for quite a while.
I know.
Yeah.
So he could have.
But he might have bulked up since we last saw him too.
But my thing is, and I was telling Drew this last night when we were in Discord, realistically, Triple H could make this anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been a different person hopping in and out of the cage, and then this could go on for months, and then come to find out that it actually was Rollins because it actually, yes, he helped the Division win, but he's pissed off because if you guys remember, several months ago, he said, as long as I am breathing, you will
CM Punk was not being champ.
Hold the world championship. So does his hatred for CM Punk outweigh his hatred for the Vision right now is the big question.
Right.
But going back to NXT with Ethan Page and Mr. Iguana, I think go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Coda.
Mr. Iguana is a marketing tool for WWE.
Yeah.
He's over like a motherfucker. I love Mr. Iguana. And I don't really like comedic wrestling, but he doesn't make wrestling look stupid like Orange Cassidy does. and that's a whole nother conversation for a different day.
Well, I'll go ahead and I'll just make a guess.
Yeah,
I think Ego loses that title tonight.
I think he has to lose it at some point. But with him and Chelsea Green having this momentum in AAA, like I think Level of Ice might come out and help Mr. Iguana win. Just because I've been following AAA, and every time that they've defended their mixed tag titles against Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana, they've beat them.
Yep.
By cheating. So I'm going to predict, and I'm going to agree with you, John. I think Ethan Page loses this title tonight, and Mr. Iguana goes over.
Well, the thing is, again, Ethan Page may not be that attacker, but I think he's ready to be called up anyway. So he may lose it just because of coming up to the main roster.
Yeah, arguably, and I know like a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, I love Ethan Page." Ethan Page is one of the.
He could be that heel you're talking about.
Yeah, he could be that next guy. But for me, it would like saying Gunther's not in his prime to me is crazy, but you might be right. He could only be around for 5 more years. And if that is, then the guy that's taking Gunther's spot is Oba.
Oh, no, I agree with you there.
So, as much as I love Ethan Page, and he is one of the most genuine, sweet people I've ever met in my life, I had the pleasure of meeting him twice, and he remembered me every single time. Mm-hmm. He really cares about his fans.
That normally doesn't happen.
Arguably, in my opinion, Ethan Page could have went straight to the main roster, and I wouldn't have batted an eye. He is the quickest person in the company's history to be the NXT champion. It only took him like so many amount of days to be NXT champion. So only time will tell. But Drew, who do you got for this match, man? Who you got, Mr. Iguana or All Ego Ethan Page?
I think Ethan Page retains it.
Okay.
I think he retains it, even though I think there's going to be a lot of call-ups coming up soon.
Yep.
Because it's with all the people that we saw on SmackDown Friday night from NXT and all the people that we've seen from NXT that are on TNA right now.
Yep.
Especially with the way TNA went Thursday night, as well as the pay-per-view, we're going to have another invasion happening here soon.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of call-ups, whether it's to the main roster of TNA or whether it's to main roster of WWE. There's going to be some serious moves coming up soon. Yeah. But I think Page keeps it.
Yeah. Okay. That's a valid point because Ethan Page does have history in TNA. He's one part of the North with Josh Alexander. So I could definitely see that now that you're saying that. But what's the next match they have listed, my friend?
All right, I'm just going down the list here. Next one I'm showing is Ricky Saints defending his championship against Obafemi.
And we learned last night that this will open. Well, we learned on Tuesday that this would open the show, but we learned last night that the winner of this match will face Cody Rhodes at Saturday Night's main event. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. This is going to be one of the best Saturday Night's main events that they've ever done. Probably the best that they've done since they brought it back. Because this card is stacked of future talent. This card has John Cena's last match. That's your big selling point. But you also have Sol Ruka on this card. You also will have whoever the winner, with this match is. And I think you changed my mind. We were talking earlier about it. And going into this match, I said that Ricky Saints would retain. But I think Obafemi gets the title back tonight, and he fights Cody Rhodes at Saturday Night's main event. And I'm going to make a bold prediction. This is not going to be for the Undisputed Championship, but Obafemi will beat Cody Rhodes. Just like Kevin Owens showed up on the main roster and laid out their top guy, John Cena.
Yep.
Exactly what they're going to do with Oba. So my prediction, I think it's going to be another great match. I will say the DDT finish is getting old for me. I think he's beaten Oba like that, twice now. So you got to do something different. If Ricky does retain, you got to have him hit a spear or a Rochambeau or something. But I'm going to go with the ruler of NXT, Obafemi, to get back his championship. John, I'll go with you, man. Who you got between Ricky Saints and the ruler Obafemi?
I I think it's going to be Ethan only because again I think Oba's ready to come up to the. I think Oba's ready to come up. It really serves no purpose. I don't know. You guys know the NXT stuff more than I do with right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with Oba, I think he's ready for the big time. So I mean, you guys can answer the question that I asked, but what would be the purpose of Oba regaining that NXT title?
He's fighting Cody Rhodes at Saturday Night's main event.
Well, I know, but you can give the same. You could give the same thing for Ricky Saints.
Well, yes, but with Ricky though, he's the only thing I can see with Ricky getting it is he would be fighting his best friend, and then the only thing with calling him up to the main roster is he would be the one who backstabs his best friend, helping him lose the title at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's why I asked. That's why I asked those silly questions because you guys know it more than I do right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and then it would just cause a feud between Saints and Rhodes instead of, or it could be Jacob coming back, and then we find out it was Rhodes that attacked Jacob, and then it's Saints helping Rhodes defending against Jacob.
Oh, I just thought about something. Oh my gosh. What if Cody Rhodes made a call to Ricky Saints?
And it was Saints that attacked Jacob.
Look out, Fatu for Rhodes.
That's not a bad theory.
Oh,
that is not.
Oh, I like that. Oh, this is going to be interesting tonight. Oh, man, what a great week of wrestling. So John, you're saying that Ricky goes over and retains?
I'll say this. If both of you think that Oba's going to win, I'm just going to be the odd man out and say Ricky.
Okay.
Not because I'm going against you guys, but you guys know it more than I do. So, that's why.
Yeah.
I could be fine with either one winning, honestly, but I'm just curious.
I would be too.
Because their last few matches have just been absolutely amazing. So yes. I have no doubt, as long as no one gets injured, I have no problem with either one winning.
No, it's going to be a banger regardless. So me and Drew are both going with Oba, or did you say Ricky's retaining?
I was saying Oba.
Okay, so me and Drew are going Oba, and John is going Ricky Saints, the Stroke Daddy himself. What's the next match they got listed here?
The Men's Iron Survivor.
Okay.
And the participants are Javon Evans, Joe Hendry, Miles Bourne, Leon Slater, and Dion Lennox. And Miles Bourne, I believe, is the one who got the advantage.
Yes. So he gets the pick whenever he comes in. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this will be both. John, have you ever seen an Iron Survivor match?
No, it's my first one.
Okay, so this will be both of your first time.
The way a buddy of mine explained it to me at work is he said it was kind of like the match they did back in, I think it was like 2009, kind of like the Scramble match.
It kind of is, but it's more of an Iron Man match with more than two people. So the way it works is the person who has the most pinfalls or submissions at the end of the time limit is the winner. And if you get pinned, you go into a penalty box for, I think it's like 90 seconds or something like that. So you're unable to try to get involved in the match or whatever. Right. They put you in like a penalty box, like in hockey. This is one of my
favorite. But there can be more than one person in that penalty box at a time.
Yes, there can be up to, there could be one guy left in the ring and the rest of them are in the penalty box, depending on how it goes. So this is one of my most look forward to matches. But, man, this one's hard to call because you have all of these guys are arguably could win realistically. Dion Lennox, I think they're pushing him as maybe when Oba and Ricky does get called up as the new face of NXT. And I'm okay with that because he's got this group that I absolutely adore. They remind me so much of the Shield in Dark State. In the Nexus, they remind me of
that confrontation they had the other night, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you put your big boy pants on when you're having that conversation with Oba, or he's gonna make you
make you
go
his
to the
bitch.
hospital. You better make sure you got some clean underwear on.
Yeah, for real. That's for real. But man, I want to say, I got two picks that I would be okay with. We all know how much I adore Leon Slater. Like, if that kid wins, then holy crap! Like, I'll be so happy. If Javon wins, I'll be happy. But I got a feeling they're going to do it with Mister Randy Orton Jr., Miles Bourne. I think they gave him that advantage for a reason, and I think he's going to become the NXT number one contender for the NXT title. And then whether it's Oba or Ricky that wins this match tonight, he's going to make an upset, and he's going to become the newest NXT champion when he does get his shot. So I'm going with Miles Bourne for my prediction. If I had to pick one more person out of that, it would be Javon. So, John, I'll jump to you, man. Who do you think is going to get this win, future title shot?
I'm on the same train with you on that one. My heart says Javon, but my brain says Miles Bourne.
Yep.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Like, my heart says Leon Slater, but my mind says Miles Bourne. Like,
something about that promo they did on Tuesday night
makes me think Dion Lennox too.
Yeah, Dion Lennox.
Yeah.
Well, where he handed over that belt.
Yeah, he's like, hey, here's the belt. I got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
And he did that with Oba walking up behind him.
Yeah.
And the way that played out, he's a go big, go home kind of guy.
Yeah.
And he stepped up to the plate. He hit a home run with that promo.
Yeah,
I got to give it to Dion Lennox.
Yeah, Dion Lennox is a dark horse in this match, I feel like. But I think he would benefit the most, honestly, from winning this match. Because he's a guy that if you don't watch NXT, you have no idea who Dion Lennox even is. But if you watch NXT, you know that Dion Lennox is probably him and Sugar Sean's son. I can't remember his name to save my life. But those are the two people in my mind that in Dark State are main event guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a valid pick. Next should be the women's Iron Survivor.
Next is actually Tatum Paxley battling Izzy Dame.
Okay.
And I got Tatum all day long on this one.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer. I think Tatum pulls out the upset.
Tatum's getting some serious revenge. She's gonna, don't get me wrong, Izzy's gonna get some licks in, but Tatum is just gonna dog walk her after a while.
She's been doing fantastic work, promo-wise, character-wise. So I got Tatum Paxley. John, who do you got walking out the NXT Women's Champion?
There's no belt on the line on this one.
No, there's no belt.
Oh, there's not? Okay.
No, because JC has the belt again.
Yeah, This is just a straight revenge match because she cost her the title.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then Tatum Paxley wins.
I think I'm with you guys on the Tatum. I want to be different, that odd man out, and just say Izzy just for shits and giggles. But I think you guys are right. I think Tatum's been shining. I'm going with Tatum on that one.
Yeah.
All right, and then the last one is going to be the Women's Iron Survivor, and this one has Sol Ruka, Jordan Grace, Kalani Jordan, Lola Vice, and Kendall Gray.
I think, as much as I don't like how they've been booking her, I think Jordan Grace is a safe pick here. But I also think with Sol Ruka getting that main roster attention, that she could be the dark horse and the Iron Survivor. So, I'm going to say it's either going to be Sol Ruka or it's going to be Jordan Grace. John, who do you got for this?
I don't have Sol, unfortunately, only because I think Zarya is going to have something to do with that.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I would not count out Zarya to step in this match some way.
Yeah,
I got Kalani, dude. I got Kalani. I think my brain says Kalani, but I think my heart's going with Lola.
Yeah. I think they have to do something with Jordan Grace though, because her WWE run has been awful.
Well, the thing is she's, if I'm not mistaken, I think she has already been called up. She just hasn't started on the main roster yet. I thought she had been drafted to SmackDown like months ago, but they haven't used her yet.
Wasn't she injured?
I think
I think
was.
when they drafted her, she was injured, but I don't see her really. I mean, she doesn't need to win any big matches. She's been in the game long enough. She's coming up soon. There's no point in her winning this.
Yeah, but with her having that incredible TNA run that she had, because it was,
Facts.
they haven't done shit with her to make me give a fuck about her.
Yeah.
So far, she's the biggest flop of this TNA WWE switch, because now that we know that Joe Henry has signed with WWE full time, like, she is the biggest flop in this whole merger, because they're trying to slow. I think they've already bought TNA. They just had it in their contract. Okay, you guys can buy us, but we're not going to say that you bought us, because number one, there's way too many fucking NXT talent that is going over on TNA. There's way too many fucking NXT talent that is shown on TNA when you have a whole roster full of guys
dominating on TNA.
Literally, you have guys like the Radicals who put on an absolute freaking banger.
Dude, that match last night, Jesus.
Oh my god, against the Order 4 was just so perfect.
Was that the Ring of Honor? Was that the Ring of Honor?
Lassoed him and jeez.
No, that was the TNA pay-per-view that was last night.
Oh, okay. I thought okay. I'm sorry. I thought Ring of Honor.
The Ring of Honor was last night as well.
Okay.
They had 3 shows.
Yeah, it was last night as well.
It was crazy, and just I can't get over it. Like, you got people like that, and shout out to Agent Zero, because this is the first time I've ever seen somebody take a diving Canadian destroyer on the fucking floor.
Oh god.
He jumped through the middle rope. You know how much body coordination and timing you had, but wrestling's not a sport, right? We can't call it a sport, and we can't call wrestlers athletes.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. For the people that say wrestling's fake and wrestling's not a sport, kiss my fucking ass. Like, just kiss my whole entire ass, because the way that they timed that perfectly, because that could have went severely wrong.
Yeah.
But the timing and the fluidness that was with that spot was incredible. I think that Mustafa Ali literally might have had a concussion during that match, because
when he hit that middle turnbuckle and the whiplash he got. Oh
my god, it reminded me of Enzo Amore at Payback.
Yes,
2016.
When he hit that bottom rope.
Yeah, when he hit that bottom rope, when Simon Gotch went to do the little thing that they always did in NXT, but Enzo was too stupid to do it properly. It really concerned me, and you can kind of tell that he was rocked after that. He was like, "I'm gonna go."
Oh, he saw some Tweety birds for a second.
I'm gonna go sit down for a minute, and you guys can do this. And then the poor man got dragged out by a horse, lassoed around his feet, and Elijah, formerly known as Elias, just comes out on a whole ass horse, ties him up, and drags him away like it's Red Dead Redemption or something.
That was beautiful.
TNA had a great show last night, but yeah, I don't know, man. With the way that TNA is losing this war basically with NXT, I think it's a secret that WWE's already bought TNA. Or they have.
Santino apparently has a glass jaw too.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second. You go tell. Okay, so the show ends with this big brawl between NXT and WWE, and then his real life son-in-law, Stax Lorenzo in NXT, is of course literally engaged to Ariana Grace in NXT, who is Santino's daughter. Man, he goes and co-cocks him. It was a good punch. But you going to tell me a guy who is a former, and I know his character was always a joke or whatever, but let's be realistic. This guy almost won Elimination Chamber. This guy
almost won the Rumble.
Almost won the Rumble. And you going to tell me that he gets punched and that knocks him out. It made him look like a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a commissioner now.
Like, exactly. But if he wouldn't have had the matches on NXT, because he had a match with Ethan Page not too long ago, If he would have just been like, "Oh, I'm retired" or whatever, like I'm just a commissioner, then I would have bought it because he hasn't took a bump in several years. That I would have bought, but like just having him being knocked out, basically, I think took away from it because I'm not taking away from Stacks. Of course, he beat what's his name? Steve Macklin for the TNA International Championship on the card. But it reminded me, I was like, man, why couldn't he just set up and like sell it? Like, I can't believe you hit me, you bastard, and you're marrying my daughter. Like that would have, made it so much better than just him laying out NXT. But it also adds to this TNA and NXT war because
we're getting another invasion.
Arguably, the three best shows on this week of wrestling was AEW. Actually, I'm going to put TNA over AEW. Their weekly show was really good. Then I would go Dynamite. And then if I had to put a pay-per-view in there, the best pay-per-view that I've seen out of the three was TNA's. Like, it was just so good. And I'm very excited for the future. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I just think they need to do something with Jordan Grace. Because, like, yes, she doesn't need to win. We all know who the hell she is. But she's the biggest flop since this merger, in my opinion. Because I was there.
Send her back to TNA and then let her be a star there again.
Yeah, because they're not using her.
They don't have to.
With them buying, them offering contracts to TNA stars, I think it's only a matter of time. Number one, I bet you on God's green earth, they are regretting letting Flop Dollar go. Because as much as I didn't like him in WWE, the only reason I didn't like him now that I'm seeing, they didn't let him be him. If they'd have let him be him and be the heel that he wanted to be, he could have been a mid-carder for sure. Arguable main eventer because he is a TNA main eventer, without a doubt. And like I said, if they don't try to scoop Leon Slater as soon as his TNA deal is done, they're fucking stupid. But yeah, that's my take on everything. Anything else you guys want to add before I go ahead and get this edited and premiered?
Yeah, I took a stab at something this week and took down some statistics that I wanted to definitely make sure that we took note of. So over the last few weeks, we've noticed there's been a lot of commercials that have been played, and we were wondering how much time and how many commercials were actually happening, how much wrestling we were missing because of commercials that had to be played. And we understand that commercials have to be in place because people are companies advertise and whatnot, so they pay to make sure their stuff's being in place and whatnot. And to an extent, I can understand that, but at the same time, there's this thing called multi-screen where you can have one screen that shows your advertisement. You can have another screen that shows the wrestling program we're trying to watch. Now, I don't know when it comes to that if there is a price that is to pay to have that both happening, or if there's a price to where it just shows the one screen that shows the advertisement and we miss the wrestling. If there's a price difference or whatever. But on Raw, if you're paying for Netflix without the commercials, because that's what we had, there were 12 commercial breaks. There was 35 minutes of video that we missed of wrestling. There were 80 commercials that we had during that time frame. On Tuesday for NXT, which is a 2-hour program, there were 3 separate moments where we had picture in picture, meaning that we had the advertisement and then we had the window next to it where we could see the wrestling still happening. But there were 115 commercials.
Jesus Christ.
AEW on Wednesday night, they had 8 commercial breaks. In each one, there were 7 commercials. 2 of them were not picture in picture. Thursday night, TNA on Access TV. 8 commercial breaks. 65 total commercials. 2 picture-in-pictures.
Yep.
SmackDown on USA Friday night. The final 2 out of 10 total commercial breaks on a 2-hour program were picture-in-picture. So apparently Netflix, WWE, how to do picture-in-picture. So let's get this done on Netflix.
Yeah.
There are 114 total commercials.
Jesus.
So I get that you have to pay for the advertisements and whatnot, but we missed a ton of wrestling that could have been filled, which also, when it came to SmackDown, there was one match in 45 minutes of the 2-hour show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There were 4 commercial breaks in that 45 minutes. And you also did a recap of this Last Time Is Now tournament before we got your next match.
Yeah.
And it was kind of ridiculous. Like, we've already been watching, and I get if you want to do a recap, fine. Do that before the final match between Cena and Gunther. But come on, like, you want to put 3 hours worth of SmackDown. Okay, get rid of the commercials, and you won't need the 3 hours. Or reduce your commercials. Put picture next to picture, commercial, but wrestling. Let us watch the wrestling that we are viewing in each night to see. But cut the crap and let us watch what we are trying to watch. Because if you want to put 3 hours, but you are going to have, an hour and 45 minutes of actual wrestling, and you have an hour and 15 minutes of commercials, it's not worth watching. Your program's not worth it. And we will go to something else.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. You'll lose viewership.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I was the one that took the notes for Dynamite.
Yeah.
And I didn't put down in there, but I'm pretty sure we did not get our first commercial break for AEW until we were midway through their first match.
Yeah.
I think the first commercial break, the show starts at 8. I think the first commercial break AEW took was at 8:40.
Yeah. And that was still picture-in-picture.
Yes, it was still picture-in-picture. So what the fuck? We're paying for the non-commercial version of Netflix, right? What in the entire fuck are we doing?
And then you've got your pay-per-views on ESPN, and you're still getting commercials.
They have fucking commercials. TNA's pay-per-view didn't have a single fucking commercial.
No. And they even had more matches in their pay-per-view last night than wrestling or the WWE had in 2 pay-per-views.
Bro, their fucking developmental had more matches than their fucking main roster shows.
Yeah. I mean, it was I don't know. I'm hoping that WWE in 2026 can pull their head out, because it's kind of embarrassing.
And I mean, I know that the fans that watch the show and somehow don't know how to use a comment section, but know my social media and message me. We might become an AEW podcast because
We might become an AEW and TNA podcast.
Literally, because that's the only fucking thing that is actually entertaining. We watch SmackDown and Raw because we have a job to do with this podcast. If I was watching without doing the podcast, I'd probably watch Raw the next day so I could skip through all the bullshit.
Yeah.
That I don't give 2 fucks about. And John, I know that you're the flag bearer for WWE in a sense on this podcast. So how do you feel about all these commercials, and how do you feel about just them not doing good products? Are you worried for what is to come?
Well, absolutely. I mean, and to touch back on how many sometimes they'll do the shows where the first hour's commercial free.
Yep.
Right.
But then
very rare, far in between, but yeah.
But then when you get to the second hour, you get 45 minutes of commercials, 15 minutes of entertainment.
Yeah, you'll get 3 separate commercial breaks in one match.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It really is. I mean, they've got the access to doing picture in picture. They do it more on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So why can't Netflix do that?
Yeah.
Why can't ESPN do that? Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's bullshit.
And we're paying $30 a month for the pay-per-views, right? That's a That's a big, and we're wrestling fans, so we'll bitch about it, but we'll probably pay it at the end of the day. Like, we'll bitch about it.
Yeah, I mean, we still want to watch it live. Don't get me wrong, and we'll
Yeah.
still pay it. But at the same time, it's ridiculous.
We're paying $30 when we were paying $9 to $14 a month, depending on your Peacock plan. I was paying $14 a month because I had the non-commercials because I can't stand fucking ads on a pay-per-view. Can't stand it. You're paying $30 for bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. You're paying $30 for bullshit. And with this merger with Netflix buying Wonder Brothers, does Netflix look at WWE? Like I said, now we all know WWE makes more money than AEW. Yeah. They have to. But does ESPN and all these other places look at WWE and going, look, the fans are saying you guys are great. The intelligent wrestling fans that know the business and understand wrestling and don't just sit on their couch and eat Cheetos and want to make hate comments on their Twitter accounts are telling you, you guys are great. They have great stories going. They're doing better than what they were in the last couple of months. I will give them that. But the overall better product is AEW and TNA. And NXT. Yeah. NXT was better than their main roster.
Yes.
So if you're a company who paid bukus of money to say, hey, we're buying your rights to do your pay-per-views here. We're doing this to do this. Why don't y'all look at AEW and throw them a fucking bucket of cash and say, here? Because that's what scares me, and realistically, I don't think it would ever happen. But what if it does happen one day where Tony Khan just walks up to Stanford with a handful of cash and says, you have no choice but to take this. I'm buying your fucking company.
Yeah.
It's getting that scary because consistently, in my mind, wrestling programs, the wrestling should be the main focus. Not worrying about, we got to get this advertisement in here. Well, we'll just have to skip somebody's entrance. These guys bust their ass 365 days a year, 200 and something days a year, and they can't even get the fucking honor of their entrance being on Netflix. They have to do it during a fucking commercial break. Come the fuck on. Come the fuck on.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And yes, we bitch a lot, but by God, I have been watching wrestling for probably almost 20 years at this point. These guys have been watching it for damn near 30, 40 at this point.
Yeah.
So they're old heads. They're veterans of professional wrestling. I'm a young veteran. I'm going to start calling myself the young veteran. I'm going to still owe, Javon's catchphrase. But I've been watching wrestling for 20 years almost. And I can't believe I'm that old. I feel so old. But when I was a kid, you had to buy the pay-per-view on your cable provider. And when they were kids and teens and adults, they had to do the same thing until the network came around.
Yep.
Back then, we paid $60 for a pay-per-view and didn't get no commercials.
Yeah.
And $60 for me, I didn't grow up poor, but I didn't grow up, rich. So if my dad was going to drop $60, it was on a special occasion. I got WrestleMania every year. I got the Elimination Chamber, and I got the Rumble every year.
Yep, we had to pick and choose which ones.
Those were the four that my dad said, yeah, these are can't miss, because I will say this. My mom was...
I might have gotten Starrcade with WCW as well.
Yeah. My dad hates wrestling, but it took him a while to realize, he's really passionate about this. And my dad's my biggest supporter. My mom saw it. I grew up in a Christian household. Of course, I'm not Christian now, but I grew up in a Christian household. So I started watching wrestling in like 07, 08. So I was there for the whole Vince and Shane versus Shawn and God angle.
Yeah.
That got turned off. And then my dad was like, no, yeah, it's bad, but we paid money for this and he enjoys it, so we're going to watch it.
That's horrible.
It was really bad.
That makes me mad.
But I will say this. It's bad when you can go 20 years ago to 15 years ago. We had to pay on pay-per-view for a cable. We didn't get a single commercial, but yet we're paying $30 a fucking month for your shitty subscription service. Let's be honest. It's shit for commercials.
Yep.
What the fuck? But I'm going to go ahead and close. Go ahead, John.
Now, here's the crazy part real quick. So going back to when pay-per-views were, directly on pay-per-view and you were paying, $49.99 for WrestleMania or whatever it was.
Yeah.
you didn't get commercials, but what they did was after, like, usually they would do, like, after matches, they would promote the next pay-per-view for like a minute.
Yes.
Right.
And then they jump back into the next segment. Well, then if you go back, and Drew will remember this because we grew up where Raw actually was only an hour.
Yeah.
But I remember when it used to come on at 9 o'clock on USA and it would end at 10 o'clock. Number one, they would do like one set of commercials like during like the first match.
Yeah.
They may do another set like halfway through and then one more set at the right as the very tail end of the last match. But the commercial breaks were very short.
Yep.
Compared to what we have now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We're getting a 45-minute commercial break and 15 minutes of wrestling.
And then on top of that, cutting off Raw at the tail end before everything's said and done.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the reason they do that, and I'll close this because we got to get ready for deadline, but I think they do that on purpose. I think they do that to build suspense, but it doesn't work like they think it works. It just pisses us off. But it's been another incredible episode of the Main Event Mafia, of course. Guys, Christmas is so close. It's weird. So we're getting in the holiday season. We're going to pre-record. I think Christmas is what, on a Thursday this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll probably record a couple, probably on like the 27th or the 28th of December. But I will be going to Florida me and her both will be going to Florida on January the 4th and coming back on the 11th. So you guys will get a pre-recorded episode in that time period. That way that I don't have to worry about packing a whole fucking setup. I have a travel setup. I have a laptop that I could do this on, but it would just add more to my luggage. I already paid $23 for a fucking backpack. I don't want to have to pay.
We got one backpack. I'm not paying $40 for backpacks.
No. And let me tell y'all something. I've learned something this week. Kids, you can learn from this. I got my first paycheck Wednesday. I promise y'all, I didn't waste none of that money. You can ask her. Didn't waste none of it. And it was almost all gone like that.
Oh, it happens. Yeah, it happens. Yep.
Like, it's insane. I have dogs to take care of. I had, soap and dish detergent and laundry and everything else. And I had to pay, of course, my friend Chris to watch my dogs. And I have like, what, $80-something left out of that paycheck? It's crazy. Nobody told me, hey, you're going to blink and that shit's gone. It's wild. But I want to thank y'all for joining us once again. I want to thank John for coming on. We really appreciate you, John. You are becoming one of the fan favorites here because, wow, man, you are just, I love you so much. I just want you to know that you are the Batman. You are the Joker to my Batman because you drive me crazy, but I feel like he does it on purpose. And it just blows my mind sometimes.
It's literally my job.
Yeah, that's his job, is to say out-of-pocket stuff. Like, I guarantee you I'm going to get 1,000 messages. Oh, my God, he said Gunther was out of his prime. What the hell? But that's his role in this podcast, is to make you guys go, what the fuck? And to make me go, what are you talking about? That's his role. Andrew's kind of the mediator where he kind of seats both sides, and I'm the heel of the podcast, you guys tell me, because I just say like it is. And, like I said before, we are all entitled to opinions. But I always say we're entitled to all the different opinions and we're entitled to disagree, but I'm also entitled to look at you and say your opinion is a fucking stupid. That's the great thing about wrestling. We can bicker and argue, but we'll still watch the show together and have a good time. Thank you guys for watching another Main Event Mafia podcast. I don't remember what episode number this is, but we got to be closing in on probably 30 or 40, which is crazy.
Something like that.
Soon enough, our first year anniversary will be coming up. We got to do something big for that. But I want to thank Mr. Magic Fingers himself for joining me once again. And I want to thank John, Eddie Kingston Jr. for joining us once again. We might do a deadline review tomorrow. I don't know. We might just fit it into next week, depending on what happens tonight.
Eddie Kingston Jr.
Yeah.
I'm older than he is, bro.
It don't matter. You guys, you was out there working in Ring of Honor. That's why he didn't, show up on the Discord. He got his flight. He got home, had to get a couple Fortnite games in, and he's here. He had to work at Ring of Honor, had to get a couple Fortnite games in. He's here, folks.
Speaking of Fortnite, we got to jump on after the show tonight.
Yeah. Drew, are you deposed to playing Fortnite?
Well, we'll see. We'll get the show tonight, or after the pay-per-view, we'll see what's going on.
All right.
I've got one more level up right now to get Marty McFly.
I'm not there yet.
I've got to level up tonight.
I'm not there yet. I'm on the second page because I've been so busy. But thank you guys for watching this episode. We want to thank you guys. I got to get this up to premiere, and then I got to jump in Discord and jump on Peacock. I'm going to jump on Peacock due to buffering issues, and Drew knows what I'm talking about. But thank you guys for watching. Remember, hit a like, hit that subscribe button, hit the follow button on Spotify, and remember, don't fuck with the mafia.